She's been there, done that, and now she's set for the big leap. On Duologue Next, I discover how she aligns her well-scripted journey with new markets, new products. How does her canvas expand in discovering a new wave? Let's get her to paint her vision. This is Duologue Next with me, Varun Das. Welcome to Duologue Next, Pooja.
Thank you.
I will start with describing the kind of outlier that I think you are. On 3 counts I've seen, there could be many more, pardon my ignorance. The first and foremost, that you have taken up the baton from an Indian business family despite being a girl. I have recently spoken to another woman who has come into the family business. It took her almost 90 years, close to 100 years to be the first woman to take up the baton and running the business. And the second is your marriage. You married someone who's much younger to you, about 10 years, which is also not very common, rarity. And the third, I think, your business. You started bringing in technology in a field which was not very common. So you brought technology from outside into India, and at the same time, you have gone around the world to sell your products. So Make in India or Made in India ethos you've exhibited much before India woke up to the fact that they need to be self-sufficient. Do you consciously try to become an outlier, or you're naturally an outlier?
I don't think I am consciously an outlier. I just am the way I am. And I express what I think at the moment is the right thing to express, with my heart and mind being in one place.
Okay, and you also said that that you take every interaction, anybody that you meet, do you have an underlying consciousness about what you're gaining out of it, how you can apply that into your work, into your profession? You sort of live your profession in your life. Is that true?
Look, I love my work. I love it because I'm passionate about it. I was never forced into getting into the business. I started very, very young. But my dad, he is my hero, and he was a mentor to me. And I just was in awe of his charisma. And it just happened naturally. And then after that, whatever I've learned to do, I've always given my best. I don't believe in giving second best. So I give my best effort, and then I leave it to destiny and the Almighty to make it happen. If my effort is right, I know it will happen.
Yeah, I agree. I was talking to Jeev Milkha Singh in one of the Duologue sets. We exchanged that golf, a game which teaches us, keep an eye, complete focus on the process, and the results will follow. I think in 2014, if I recall it correctly, that you expressed an aspiration of becoming a good 2,000 crore brand in next 3 years. It was in 2014. So that vision of yours has got a little derailed in between. Today we're sitting in 2025. You redefined your
I think
vision.
the message in the article you mentioned, it was more about the value of the group, which it is, not the business of Luxor.
Not the revenue, it's a value. Okay.
So it's a group, total net worth, I would say. We are in other businesses as well, other than consumer. One being hospitality and one is in real estate. So I think from that point of view, I think we've gone far there.
Okay, that's a valuation. Obviously, even if you're...
Yes. As far as the derailing part of it, which you mentioned, we've grown clearly compared to the rest of our industry. We've done a lot of new things which many people have applauded us for. As far as derailing, I would say, yes, there have been personal hurdles within the family. If we're not there, it could have been much better. I don't think it got derailed. Distraction, challenges, some hurdles, momentary dispositions which kind of disbalance you, and then again they put you on track. So it's not been, I think the stealth I've learned from my dad is, and the resilience I've learned from him, which is now a part of me, has helped me up there. So definitely these things hold you back. And when I look at it myself, I feel, yes, I could have done it better.
Right. We would quickly come to the current time, but You know, one of the purposes of this show, which is Dialogue Next, is that I speak to super achiever women. And one of the objectives of this show is I want women in general, women professional in general, get inspired from the stories like yours.
Absolutely.
So as part of that learning, you know, it's not very uncommon that in a family, when the next generation comes in, there's a division, there's a discontent, feud, etc. So how was the journey when you had to put up against your own siblings or in the court of law? You personally, how did you keep your track? How did you keep your focus on the track?
Firstly, I have to give credit to my mother. Okay. She was an extremely strong partner to my dad. And since their marriage was so strong, my mother had lived the business my dad built.
Okay.
So she has been a part of the legacy. And the legacy dawned on her. I had no role to play. Okay, as far as the inheritance of my father's is concerned, it dawned on her. And if the other siblings felt the other way, that it should have been dawned on them, that's their mindset. I supported my mother, who is a pure woman. She's the chairperson of the group. She's extremely strong-willed. She has commitment to Luxor, which she had the moment this demise of my dad happened. And it was terrible for her. It was heartening. She was torn emotionally, but she also had the strength within to give me the courage, because I learnt with my dad, and I was the only child who worked with him for over 18, 20 years by then. And she said, Luxor first, nothing doing. And that's what gave me the courage to take it on.
Excellent. So basically you stood up for the cause. So
I'm not the inheritor.
Correct.
I am just the driver.
You're just the driver.
And I have the responsibility of 4,000 associates and a brand which was built from nothing and has gone beyond boundaries, from a small made in India brand to a global brand today.
190 countries that you export to?
Yes.
Brilliant. In the context, you're saying that your mother also said Luxor first. And I heard you saying that your father had always considered Luxor as his first child compared to all four
of us. Correct.
It's just, again, an academic question. While your father could think that, as a mother, would you be able to think the same way, that Luxor is your first brand and not the kids?
The fruit does not fall far from the tree. I am my dad's daughter. I have worked it very hard in my life. And I don't believe that for my kids, it's going to be a cakewalk to walk into the seat just like that. It took me that much time. It might take them lesser because the world has changed, but they have to be worthy of the position. I don't believe that
so
just
your
because...
preference, in your order of priority, like your father's, would Luxor come on top before your two kids?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
There's no question about
that. That is fabulous.
That's
brilliant, Pooja, and
absolutely
I appreciate that. Now coming back to Luxor, I can safely say that I'm a brand watcher. Possibly Luxor is a brand success. Okay, those of us who are above 40, if we have to rattle down the names of the brands that we can recall, I'm sure Luxor would come in the top 10. It's a brilliant work, and I know your contribution. Like you thought big when you brought in Mr. Bachchan. So now it's an inflection point for Luxor, right? You've left the distractions behind you. The whole universe, the whole world is there in front of you. Do you think by any chance, would a brand like Luxor, which is about writing instruments, will it face the predicaments and the challenges as a brand like Kodak has faced? Or you feel yourself that mostly that with the digitization of writing, you're more or less secluded or more or less secure there?
If you don't think clearly and you don't write your thoughts down, AI cannot help you.
They would give a command to the AI and get the first cut drawing through AI, and then they'll work on it.
Today, the medium of learning is whiteboards, and then there is whiteboard markers.
That's right.
And there's no replacement for that. you need to write and erase at the same time.
You used to produce certain number of pens a day and sell it on the same day.
And today we make 10 million pens a day.
Do you think by any chance, would a brand like Luxor, which is about writing instruments, will it face the predicaments and the challenges as a brand like Kodak has faced? Or you feel yourself that mostly with the digitization of writing, you're more or less secluded or more or less secure there?
I can say one thing, that we built the industry in India. We pioneered every writing form, right? Now, in writing, there are two parts. One is self-expression, and then there's everyday writing. Everyday writing definitely could see a slowdown, but not elimination. Because I also believe that if you don't think clearly and you don't write your thoughts down, AI cannot help you, right? There could be the other side where the Gen Zs could actually feel, oh, we don't need to write. Let's get it easy. But when they get a bollocking in their life and they get hit by a roadblock, which everybody does in their life, whether it's school, college, or their first job or the second job, then you really need to put it down on paper, and to see where you are. And I don't see, the other side of it is marking and coloring and expression. And writing together as a full 360-degree picture is an art of expression for any human being. So there's an emotional intent, there is a value intent, there's a mind intent. It builds your cognitive skills. I don't see it going anywhere.
So currently, worldwide, if I have read it correctly, that it should be about the writing instrument industry in the world is growing by about 4 to 5%.
Yeah, but that's a category of writing, everyday writing. It's not the marking and expressing category.
Okay, that's only writing.
Yes. So marking and expressing is actually kind of an area where the kids come in the picture. And that's really growing, like for things like DIY with kids.
Aren't the kids mostly on their tablets? And I was talking to one of my colleagues and I pointed out the exact thing. I said, while drawing, let's say that's an expression.
Coloring, crayons.
Right. They said that they would give a command to the AI and get the first cut drawing through AI and then they'll work on it.
But if you look at it, there are studies being done in India and outside that art and creativity and learning with creativity is the most important thing the mothers need to do with their kids. Detox screen is the most important thing. Why today no pediatric recommends you to give screen time? I have kids, they're twins and they're 3-year-olds. My kid's screen time is 20 minutes a day. And I've been good at it till now. When I went to the US recently, I saw even in a shopping mall, the kids are with an iPad. But what is going on in the US? How is the mind of the kids growing in the US? It's a huge problem. Okay? India has not reached there. And our growth with coloring, creativity, and using the DIY to use art as a medium to express has really become important. In fact, that's growing. Today, the medium of learning is whiteboards, and then there is whiteboard markers.
That's right.
Right? And there's no replacement for that because the kids, you need to write and erase at the same time. You cannot do it digitally and then erase. It takes much more time and it doesn't work so efficiently. So markers and colors and the writing per se, together if you look at it, I don't see it exploding.
And what about the digital expansion into it, the digital variant? Or what?
Like the Apple Pencil and stuff?
The digital pens. What I learned again, the digital pens
it's
currently...
It's very small because there's a lot of impediments in the...
Currently, I think they're about less than 10% in the world, right? Compared to the total.
Which are successful. Because it also is the right technology which makes you feel that you're using a pen.
And if I have to talk about the segments of your pen, again for my learning.
Yeah.
So the segments would be one, it'll be the urban and the rural, and then top end, which is like
executives
gifting, which is like luxury brand. So I would tend to think that the luxury segment would be not so big, 5 to 10%.
But it's growing.
Yeah, potential to grow, according to me, is maximum because anybody worth of any salt would be writing. Should be people say, when your signature becomes an autograph.
Important, exactly.
So that segment will grow, and then you can also bring in more luxury into it, like a gold-plated or a prescribed, personalized. So that will remain.
All that, yeah.
And then the challenge I thought from outside, which is your largest share, which is the urban and the semi-urban area. Rural may not still be that big, maybe about 25% or 20%. But the lion's share come from about 50-60% come from this urban consumption, which I thought is under pressure because schools are adopting.
If that was the case, then notebooks wouldn't be growing at 15%. Yeah. So today in India, all types of notebooks, including and there are, including our brands at the higher end, are selling notebooks which are like a style statement, and that's growing. So you can't be growing notebooks and there is no, you cannot buy notebooks if you don't buy pens.
That's right. So your DNA is about reinventing yourself, your companies, right? You started with a mass product, you made it aspirational, and then you made it a luxury statement also. So you've actually traveled from the bottom of the pyramid to the apex of the pyramid.
So when we launched in 68 is when Luxor was born. And we launched with color pens first, then with ball pens, then with markers, then highlighters, then the roller segment with Pilot. And then we launched Parker in 90s, and then Waterman in 2000. And so we've had, we are the only company in India, fortunately, which has the largest market share, which spans through all consumers. So it's the child who's born to the executive CEO is using one of our brands. Because my father's vision was always to bring in the best for the Indian market at the affordable segment.
And your life changed after you made the trip to Japan.
Yes.
What was the natural direction that your mind was taking?
I was dabbling with many ideas. I'm a very creative person.
Oh, you're a creative person.
I love doing creative things out of the box, dabbling with new things. And I not made up my mind.
But you studied commerce.
Yes, right? I'm a commerce student. But being in a business family with an entrepreneur like that, living day in and day out as your father, you are just mesmerized with the fact that a single human being can create such a big brand, and there are very few stories like him.
You used to produce certain number of pens a day and sell it on the same day.
And today we make 10 million pens a day.
Yeah.
And so when I saw his respect and the fact that he was in Japan with amongst all the big brands in the world, I said, this is probably the space which is calling me and I'm not seeing it. And I saw it that time, and then I came back and I joined him.
How did the Luxor brand came into being? Who thought about it? How did the brand come? So you're looking at kids, catching them young.
Because the population in India and globally, that's a non-perishable industry.
That's
right. And I think it's also very exciting.
Did you finally get Virat Kohli to endorse your
Virat Kohli. Before that, we had Deepika Padukone. It's hard to get a brand ambassador for a brand which is so big already.
What is the evaluation that you have about Pooja Jain so far, and where do you want to take yourself to?
I already have a plan, and you will see it soon.
Oh, you have a plan?
The next generation of Luxor shall be unveiled soon.
How did the Luxor brand came into being? Who thought about it? How did the brand come?
Well, it has a history of what my dad had, and he thought of this brand himself, and he registered it.
No, but he came up with the name.
Yes.
Luxor.
Yes. He had some connection with Germany, where Luxor was well known, and that's how he got the idea to register it.
If you ask ChatGPT the associations with Luxor today worldwide, do you know what are the 4 aspects that
the Las Vegas casino?
One of them, Las Vegas. It's a hospitality. I think there's a place called Luxor in Egypt. So travel. And the next 2 are yours.
Yes.
Writing instruments. And then luxury. The name is also associated. Connected to luxury. That's why I say that the brand, anything you can do with this brand.
Yes.
The name is so strong. I don't want you to divulge your thoughts on this set. But can I tell you my thoughts on this?
Yes, sure.
During my research with them, I was talking about exactly that Luxor, if it has to branch out, where all it can branch out. So once again, ChatGPT threw up the kind of things that I was saying. And trust me, one of my colleagues has complimented ChatGPT that it thinks alike with me.
Wow. Which is what?
So Luxor brand, what it says, the association. If you want to do the association with in Indian context, obviously writing instruments. Second, that it straddles. Again, it reflects your strategy very nicely. It understands your strategy. That mass to luxury. So that connection is also there. And then it talks about profession and education.
We ventured into writing notebooks already. We're getting into creative learning products for kids. And that's...
so you're looking at kids, catching them young.
Yes. Because the population in India and globally, that's a non-perishable industry.
That's
and
right.
I think
But you need to...
it's also very exciting because it's always reinventing itself.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love.
Did you finally get Virat Kohli to endorse your
Virat
brand?
Kohli. Before that, we had Deepika Padukone, then Virat Kohli, and right now we are...
So kids, if you say
it's hard to get a brand ambassador for a brand which is so big already.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. No, but I'm saying the kids means which segment that you talk about? Which is the age group?
As early as 18 months.
18 months up to?
Because see, art and expression has become so important today.
Yeah, it's
and sensory stuff and cognitive skill development. That's an area which we will need to approach.
Right. And Schneider, how did it go?
Doing very well. So Schneider was brought in with the objective of getting the Luxor made in India moved to the next level, because this is the brand where we got the technology completely in-house.
Okay.
So we make the liquid ink pens, which we were making always with Pilot, were always with imported technology, because the Japanese wouldn't want to share their secrets, as you know how they are. But the Schneider brand, very similar profile, family legacy in Europe, has built the trust in Luxor to be able to give and transfer technology which India has never seen. It is a feather in Luxor's cap to be able to reach that level of production and quality made in India. So it adds to our made in India story more than ever.
Okay, coming back to, this is a favorite question of mine that, I always tell people, and I believe that one of the key to being objective about oneself is separate yourself as an entity. Look at yourself from outside, because we get biased, we get emotionally attached if we have to evaluate ourselves. So if you look at Pooja Jain, the potential that she has got and the drive and the appetite that she has got, sitting here right now, what is the evaluation that you have about Pooja Jain so far, and where do you want to take yourself to? Let's say I'm talking about a scale of 10.
So far, I think, very honestly, I think I rate it from my side and what I've gone through, 6. I still don't think I've done what I want to do.
So now, would you just leave it to the thoughts from here on, or you have a plan, you've deployed somebody, you have an R&D, or your strategy?
I already have a plan, and you will see it soon.
Oh, you have a plan?
Soon.
Okay, so...
The next generation of Luxor shall be unveiled soon.
You don't want to...
I've given you some idea about where we are headed in that space. You've highlighted some in the education side.
Yes.
Let's wait and watch.
Yes, because again...
The potential Luxor has is enormous.
Yeah, according to me, that it is only limited by your appetite.
No.
I mean, the industry that we are in, the questions that I've asked you,
it's limited. It's limitless from my side.
Yeah.
But it's about timing, and I believe that the timing is now there in front of me.
I believe in writing, and I struggle to tell people that write, because A, it's visible, B, it's physical, and C is, once it's visible and physical, it's actionable.
Correct.
So writing would not die. According to me, writing would continue to live for those who matter.
Correct.
And being driven by a limitless vision. The sky is the limit, and I think that's what young women and also young men should learn from people like you, that
I think with women, there's so much potential. And my own journey has explained me that, and I say this to a lot of people who I meet, you cannot be full of fear. You have to be fearless. And if you are fearless and you have the resilience in your heart and your mind and the persistence and integrity to drive yourself, nothing can stop you.
Yes, absolutely. And back it up with proper planning and an execution team. So
yeah, and intuitively, I've always said, if you know that your heart and mind is in the right focus and your objective is right, nothing will stop you.
absolutely. And it was great talking to you, Pooja. And look forward to have another discussion, either in front of another set of camera or maybe off it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.